South Beach, Miami, Florida. Week 3 of the Big 3. As Dallas Power and Detroit Amps get ready to square off in the Kaseya Center. Welcome inside on Vice TV. And let's take a look at some of the results early on. Riot made some big plays late in that game, responded well. Pure dominance by the home team, Miami 305, capped off by Michael Beasley in a 4-point shot. And I'm Brian Scalabrine, and we're in South Beach, so you know Jimmy Jackson, he's in the building. No doubt. And so far we've had some good games, but tonight, no Joe Johnson. What is Detroit Amps, who is 2-0? What do they got to do to be able to beat this power team?
Well, you can't get it all in one play. I think Pargo has to have a good game. You know, from that perspective, you know, also Juiston, I think with his activity, could get offensive rebound, second shot opportunity. So it's not coming from one person, it's going to be a collective of all.
All right, so let's take a look at what happened to Joe Johnson on this play. Now, the injury is not serious from what we know. He's just going to miss this 1 week, but Joe, highly trained athlete right there, but got his foot caught underneath. He went down. It's just a strained quad tendon, so we expect him to be back. But this is the real problem. Look what Joe Johnson has done, and look at the rest of the team. The rest of the team has to figure it out.
Well, they do have to figure out, but they've been successful in 2 games of winning. But you don't want that streak to continue, because if you take Joe out of it, then guys maybe are not able to come up with the points needed to win games.
One guy that's going to have a lot to do with this, Jeremy Pargo. He's with Chris Haynes.
No doubt about that. Jeremy Pargo, with Joe Johnson being out today, how does your role change as the floor general of this team?
It doesn't. You still got to come out here and be aggressive, get guys in the right spots, and I got to be a little more aggressive offensively myself.
This is also Joe Johnson. I believe this is his birthday today.
It is. You just took that from me. I was going to tell him happy birthday. You just took that from me. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to take a second and say hi to my brother sitting up there. That's all.
Jerry, best of luck today, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Pargo has admitted he has not played well of late, but who has played well, Glen Rice and Paul Millsap.
Yeah, another really good combination. We talked about this in week 1, watching Glen Rice Jr. play, knowing that he lost some weight. He's been effective, and Millsap kind of finding his sea legs now, understanding the physicality of the Big 3. First double-double last week. You know he can score the ball inside and out as well.
Nancy really likes this team. That's Nancy Lieberman, Hall of Famer. And feels like this group has the togetherness to win it all. Let's take a look at the roster for starting off with Power. See Greg Monroe, Paul Millsap, and I agree. Coming off that injury from last year, Paul Millsap is figuring this out. Glen Rice, and on the other side, Detroit for the Detroit Amps. They're only going with 4 today. And it's coached by that man, George Iceman Gerving.
Yeah, you know, we're going to say the rules, but go ahead. I got something on the Power.
Big 3, they played to 50. No game clock, but a 14-second shot clock. Free throws, wherever you get fouls, you get 1 shot for that value. There's a 4-point shot, and there's Bring the Fire. Go ahead.
I wonder if Nancy, because she says she loves this team, kind of the team she had when she won it with Catino, with Whitney Richardson, with Corey McGetty.
Way back when.
Back when, kind of that cohesive unit. You can play multiple ways. You have playmakers, but yet you have role players. I wonder if she sees any similarities. Now again, at that time, Catino Mobley was getting to his spots and putting up numbers, and so was Corey McGetty before his injury.
I think the biggest thing here is everyone on this team knows their role. Like from Greg Monroe to TJ Klein and Glen Rice has to go out there. If they can keep it together and keep everyone rowing in the right direction, they're going to be fine. Pargo looking to be aggressive. Oh, that's a good sign if you're a Detroit fan.
And part of being aggressive, too, is not always just looking for your shot, but how aggressive are you on attacking the rim, forcing the defense to have to help. If you have your shot, take it. If not, set your teammates up. But I think Darnell Jackson, you talk about how do you supplement for not having Joe Johnson. Well, we know Deke can shoot the ball from behind the arc. If he's able to knock in some early shots, keep Greg Monroe out of the paint, more success for the Amps inside.
Here's Millsap inside. Juiston keeps it alive, but it goes right to Rice. Gets a bucket. Yeah, I'll give you guys like insight on mindsets of players. They don't want Joe Johnson to be hurt. Oh man, the official goes down.
And he flipped too.
Oh, he came back up, spinning around. Okay. He's right back at it. All right, we need that. That's going to be some type of monster something. Now, players, when guys are out, players in their mind are like, I got this. All right, let's watch this official right here. Take a hard spill.
All right.
Backing up. Oh, snap.
No, there's floor work right there. Got over the top.
Not bad, though. Not bad. Kept it moving. There's Monroe inside. Good defense, Juiston. Yeah, was good defense by Juiston. Wright's going to clear it. Inside to Monroe, trying to establish him early. He has the size advantage. Oh, big rebound by Darnell Jackson. 3.
Two big bodies, right?
Yeah.
Two big bodies collide right there.
Oh, man. And both these teams are kind of finding their way here. Yeah, when them two bodies hit, it was like they both were stumbling. You're wondering who was going to regain their balance first. All right, Glen Rice taking it out. He's getting that screen. Stops behind. Getting to his left. Good pass. Inside, Monroe lays it up.
And I was going to say, too, that with this power team, unlike with the Amps who has Pargo that can create opportunities for his teammates, Glen Rice Jr. has to be that guy.
No question.
I mean, because you don't have a prototypical point guard, which is unlike Nancy Lieberman to have, not to have. So to get Greg Monroe involved, and sometimes even Millsap, you need to have somebody to create that.
Watch this play right here. Millsap will spin around. And Detroit played that perfectly.
Perfect.
I mean, for power, it's going to come down to Glen Rice. He could be good. He could be spectacular. He just can't be bad. Millsap, 3 ball. Up, gets fouled by Juiston.
Sometimes you got to call it. When you call the play, doesn't mean it's open. And Glen Rice Jr. reads Paul Millsap, but he doesn't read Darnell Jackson, who steps right in right there to take it away and get it easy, too, for the Amps.
Yeah, that's like when the defensive tackle gets like an interception, he takes it to the yard. Darnell Jackson showed those good hands. All right, here's Pargo. Yeah, there we go. Pargo knocks down a pull-up 3. 10-4, early start. Power seems a little on their heels without Joe Johnson being out there. They're just not sure where these guys are going.
Well, how many times have we seen in the league when the superstar doesn't play that the opposing team lets up defensively a little bit? And not to say they think it's going to be easier, but it's a little bit different when that star is not in the lineup. And it may take some possessions here early for Dallas to kind of get their mind wrapped in this game, especially on the defensive end, because they've given up too many little easier shots to Detroit Amps.
And one guy we should talk about is Shakir Juiston. His hustle plays are the reason why they're 2-0. Here's Glen Rice. He gets bumped. Darnell Jackson doesn't like the call. And we're going to take a quick break right here. Detroit Amps on a scorcher to start. South Beach and Detroit Amps on a scorcher to start this game. 12-4. All right, let's go back in time. 2001. What was going on in South Beach in 2001? A few things. Let's start out with the Dolphins. They're all right. Lost in a wild card game to Baltimore, but they were 11-5 on the season. The Hurricanes, oh yeah. Miami U, they're doing their thing. And then what about this right here? World-class shape, Jimmy Jackson. Almost 47% from 3, so tell us what happened.
You know, it's interesting. I came into camp, I didn't come in Miami until this free agent year, Charles, in November. And my first 2 games, played like 35, 36 minutes, no camp, no nothing. Got it together, but it was a great time. I love playing for Pat Riley. Outstanding organization. Short-lived, but I'm glad I had a chance to to play for the organization.
Right, so is it the whole conditioning thing? It's
real, bro.
It's 100% real, right?
It is real. See Jackson inside. Listen, we had weight and body fat tests once a week. Okay, you had to do bike before practice for a half an hour.
Wait. Even if oh man, that's a tough shot by Millsap. Even if you're good on weight, good on that, you still had to do it.
You still had to do it.
Oh man.
And now let's say you got out of shape and your weight. You know, you had the heart rate monitors. They would keep track of everything. That means that you had to come in and do an extra half an hour of conditioning along with that 2.5 hour practice.
Hey, 47%. That's how you got it done.
Yeah, man. Had a ball, Eddie Jones, Lonzo Mourning.
Man, Millsap right there. You talked about Millsap. He played one game last year. He was excellent. Popped his Achilles. Sat out the whole year, and I feel like he's getting better and better each week.
But he's trusting, too, that he can move laterally, can jump vertically, and push off that Achilles. And it's, you know, the mental part of it, you know that. You can be great physically all you want, but you got to get over that mental hurdle.
Now here's Millsap again. Got 5 on the clock. Smaller Pargo on him. Spins. That's good defense. He's got to shoot it. No good. Rebound Juiston. Pargo wants to get busy right here. He crosses over, gets inside. Ooh, look at that cut. Read it wrong. Rice gets the rebound, finishes.
That's a heck of a defense by Paul Millsap in space to kind of cut off the angles of Pargo.
Right, here's Pargo. And you can definitely tell power has came out. Ever since the timeout, they've raised their level.
Yeah, it's on the defensive end. You see right here, the miscue, the turnover, an easy basket by Glen Rice Jr. Whatever it was that Nancy said to him, Lieberman, during that timeout, it's been a little different fire and I think aggressiveness on the defensive end by Dallas Power.
That pass was deflected. And Ray Nixon just checked into the game, and he's the guy that can fill it up from deep.
Yeah.
And you said it right from the jump. Joe's out. One guy's not going to take what Joe does, but all of them can. And here's Pargo, 4.9 on the clock. Nixon pops, he elevates, he's short with it. Good hustle by Pargo, saves it. That's a new clock. Pargo, Rice on him, spins back, step away. And Juiston making those hustle plays. There's Rice for 3. Good rebound again by Juiston.
All over the place, man.
Nixon pulls up, ball slips out of his hands. Glen Rice over to TJ Klein. We talked about Juiston. Juiston already has 6 rebounds.
But see, he sprinted over and kind of got this right. He came from the opposite side of the court. This could have been an easy layup by Klein, but it was Juiston who kind of took that away because of his relentless effort.
Oh, they just got Klein on the swim through. They were running that play where Klein likes to slip on that. He was kind of getting held up, so he used his arms to free himself, and they got him for the offensive foul. Here's Pargo. Attacking, gets body contact, steps away. That's a turnover, and that's the finish.
That play. That's a couple times Pargo. The one, I think, before off the backboard was a miscommunication, but it turned it over to a layup, and that time, another layup off the turnover.
Am's going to talk it over. All Power coming off that first timeout. Detroit is still looking for their scoring and how they're going to get it. Right now they're holding on to a 1-point lead.
All right, you see the answer.
All right, BIG3 and Starter have teamed up to take the look at the BIG3 to the next level this year. Check out the all-new collection of apparel made especially for Big 3 fans at store.big3.com.
Very special happy birthday to one of our sponsors.
So, ISO Joe, probably Big 3's greatest player, is out. This is what they're missing. I mean, most points a game in a season, that's this year. He's averaging 30 points a game, and he's out, and they got to figure it out. Everyone's assuming he'll be back next year, but right now, Alice is on a 9-2 run.
Yeah, but it started on the defensive end and started off making shots, but a lot of that too was the Powers, I think, lack of effort and probably concentration because Joe's not there. But they clamped in and locked in, and now within one possession of this game.
You know, I doubt if Pargo's going to be able to sub out. Remember, Detroit decided to keep 4. Didn't want to add anybody to the mix.
But I think that tells you too that it might be like you talk about a temporary injury just 1 week.
Yep.
By not adding someone else to the roster and another turnover.
Yeah, they thought that play was going to lead to maybe some hedging, but Power just switched it. Baseline out. That's good switching. Millsap over to his brother. Oh, that's going to be a turnover. Oh, they should review this. That's off of Power. Yeah, that's off Power. Yeah, the other, no need to go to the monitor. The other officials saw it the way we saw it. Pargo for 3. No good. Rebound Millsap. It's a good matchup right here. Rice versus Juiston. Rice gets to the middle. He had the pro score.
Glen Rice Jr. one-on-one filling the body contact, got to his spot, 2 feet in the lane, nice little jump hook. Easy money that time by Rice Jr.
Man, Paul Millsap moving those puppies.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap did not look good week 1, looked great in week 2. And now, man, he's moving around like he never got hurt. It's gonna be blue ball. Now, this turned into a slugfest here. There's no rhythm with both teams. You know what I mean? Like the defense isn't bending, not over-rotating to a certain guy. I think both teams are trying to find their rhythm.
I think that's when the ball got to move more. You need passes, cuts, going to a quick pick and roll, flow that way offensively.
Millsap, there's his step away. That thing is packed.
He can do
Right
that.
there. Hey,
He's been doing that a long time.
Hey,
Long time.
When you say a long time, that's 20 years
Yeah.
right there
Yeah, Paul,
of that play.
And Paul got to a little step back, got to a spot.
Juiston with the miss. Millsap clears it. He's behind that 3. He's got time. Oh, a little crossover. And the counter. He is back. He's 100% back.
It's amazing when that mental switch jumps as Dallas is on a 15-2 run. But when it switches, when you just don't even think about the prior injury or can you explode and you just go hoop, and you're witnessing that in this particular game right here with Paul Millsap.
Side step 3.
Yep.
And 1. This is autopilot right now.
Can you imagine, too, Glen Rice Jr. going to get his money. Now you got Paul Millsap getting his from the power forward position and then the guard position. Millsap hit him with the step back, and now between the legs, Jackson, you're a little late to the party. I'll make you pay. And 1.
Man, it's destroying it right now. Inside, outside, layups, step backs. Now we have a side step 3 showing you that versatility.
Well, as soon as you said both offenses were bogged down, then Power goes on this little run. But he had a little bit more movement, okay?
And let's not get it twisted. Paul Millsap is a bona fide scorer back in his day.
Oh, ain't no question.
Yeah. With that pump fake, moving that jab series, going to the back down. Darnell Jackson, pretty good defense, looked a little too aggressive.
You track Paul Millsap's career. You know, he had to have excellent footwork. He had to be able to knock in shots. He had to be able to be creative because he was a little bit undersized at the time when he first got in the league at that 4 position, right?
He was.
He used that big body to carve out space, to understand how to score against bigger opponents, and then when guys were his size, he was able to utilize his strength to be able to be as effective as well.
Yeah, people might not remember, that Atlanta team was really good.
Really
they just
good.
ran into LeBron. That's just how it goes.
That's the same thing you say about the Knicks running into Mike all the time with the Pacers. You know, it's just
when you run into that dude, your team could be as good as they want to be. I mean, they won. They had 60 wins. I think
60.
before April.
Didn't they have 4 All-Stars? Didn't they have 4 All-Stars that year?
Yeah. He's got his mismatch right now against Pargo. Once again, drawing a foul. And right now they're locked in. And Nancy's doing a really good job of moving Millsap around. Against the big, bring him out to the 3. Against the guard, put him on the block.
I can see Nancy, too, as the season kind of matriculates on, being way more creative offensively with Paul Millsap.
Yeah.
Once she kind of figures out, okay, I got what he can do, let me put him in different positions on the court.
It's a great call.
I just think her mind works like that.
Here's Pargo. He's up top. Against Millsap. He spins, fakes, drifts, gets oozing eyes from the Miami crowd.
As he should. That time he had John Millsap kind of trying to anticipate where he was going. And all Pargo wanted to do was just create some space to get that Jimmy on.
Pargo with the rebound, good defense, gets to that corner, lets it fly. Oh, that's a big turnaround right there.
But when you don't turn it over, you get shots at the rim. Find yourself right back in this game and only down by 2 points right now for Detroit.
Yeah, you got to answer the bell, and that's what Detroit has done. Rice couldn't be denied. That puts us at the half. We have punch, counter punch again. Little back and forth so far, but Paul Millsap's been a man of the first half.
He has, and it's the beautiful thing to watch, especially for those of us that watch this young man throughout his career just put buckets in, and now coming back from the injury, being able to feel comfortable scoring the ball, he's able to get it done, and our Chris Haynes is now with Paul Millsap.
Paul, you're dominating out there offensively, man. What are you seeing out there that's allowed you to be so effective thus far?
Absolutely nothing. Just got to hoop.
You look like you're feeling better, like you're getting in the groove. How would you assess yourself?
I knew it was going to take a game or two for me to get my touch back and my rhythm back. But it's up to me just to be aggressive and keep going.
Appreciate you, Paul. Back to you guys.
What you seeing, Brian? Nothing?
Nothing. I just see the hoop, man. That's it. I don't see the defense. I don't see the hands. I just see that ball going through the net. Man, we got a good one. We have punch, counter punch. These guys are going at it. 2 heavyweights battling it out. Power's up 25-21. Big 3 2025 is coming in hot to the city near you. Go to big3.com/tickets for all of the details. Boston in 2 weeks. You know I'll be there and my whole crew. All right, I'm Brian Scalabrine alongside Jimmy Jackson, and we're getting punch, counter punch again. But you know, one thing, no Joe Johnson. Pargo's doing his thing.
He is. I thought he was trying to make some plays early. Probably turned it over a little bit too much. Gave Power an opportunity to score. But once he settled in and said offensively, I'm going to kind of go get mine. That's what he's been able to do, 12 points in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at some of these plays that Pargo's making. He has to be aggressive, and he knows it.
Well, aggressive being assertive, go look for your shot. If you can't get it off, can I make a play to my teammates? Well, we've seen here when he's got a chance to get some space, he's made power play. Able to turn the corner here, kind of get underneath Glen Rice Jr. and make the basket. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's any adjustments how you guard Pargo in the second half.
12 points on 5 of 9. Paul Millsap with 13, and Glen Rice is starting to heat up. So I have no idea what's going to happen in the second half. But right now, Power has to make sure they maintain it. They cannot lose to the Amps without Joe Johnson, or else they'll go back and a loss like that could be critical in the future.
It could too. And now you got to lean back in on defense, because that's what got them back in this game, is when they were able to really get multiple stops and then score on the offensive end like this right here.
Shooting those bow and arrows right there. I like that inside out.
Right.
They go to Monroe. He doesn't have to take the shot. Kicks it out. Rice knocks down a 3. I expect Rice to be real aggressive here.
Another one of those live ball turnovers that fueled the run by Dallas in that first half.
Yep. Good defense by Rice so far.
So the clock is done moving.
Doesn't move. Pargo's saying Glen Rice is grabbing me. Glen Rice is saying he pushed off, so I'm going to grab that push-off arm.
Exactly. The game within the game right there, Brian.
All right, they're going to say the clock's at 4 seconds. Oh, that's tough.
It's different when you have 4 seconds. You got a live ball.
I know, 100%.
You got to take it out on the side.
100%. Oh, Darnell keeps it. He's got one on the clock.
That's tough. Man.
Good hustle by Juiston, but Millsap gets it. They didn't clear it.
He wanted to pass that. He wanted to pass that.
That ball wasn't cleared. I would say missed that one. But Rice has 15 points right now.
No clear, no problem.
Inside, Darnell Jackson going to work. He's got some space. He's taking his time. He goes with the fadeaway. It's short. Millsap again with the rebound.
Easy money.
Glen Rice. Rebound Jackson. Pargo looking to be aggressive. Oh, that's a really nice play.
Oh, I got to go into the basket.
All right, I thought it didn't get cleared, but let's take a look.
Well, let's see. This is the back end of it.
Yeah.
This is just the back end. Now, I'm saying that Glen Rice Jr. was going to the basket that time. I think he wanted to throw a lob to Monroe, but at the last minute, changed it.
That's what I tell my people when I play. Like, don't throw any lobs above the rim. Just keep them to the rim or below. I'm not getting above the rim.
Now, how often you still hoop?
Twice a week.
Bruh, ain't no way.
Yeah, twice a week.
I stopped in 06, 07.
In 01, you shot 47% from 3.
Yeah, guess what? I was 100% after 07.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't miss it? Like, you don't, get out there and say, man, I'm going to...
I get out there and shoot.
Oh, man,
like running up and down and trying to play D.
Oh.
Nah, you know what, though? If I wouldn't have stopped and continued to play...
Yeah, that's true.
But once you stop, and you trying to rev it back up, bro, you might as well forget. That's when the Achilles and knee.
No, you're right. You're right about that.
Come on, man. Nope.
There's Moose inside. Going to that right hand, man. Juiston, he makes things happen. Good tip out right there. Pargo looking at the 4. It's up. No good. Juiston again, man, I would hate to play. I hate going against guys like that.
Oh, always moving, right?
Yeah, give me like some big guy that is, I got to deal with his weight. Juiston is so active. All right, here's Millsap. He got it going in the first half. Monroe with a good offensive rebound, spins, takes his time on the baseline.
You can see Power playing with a different level of energy than the Amps are. And I think the Amps are so accustomed, of course, to Joe creating.
Correct.
A lot of the opportunities that it's become stagnant. You think about it, Juiston here,
Oh, I thought he stuck that one. That was long, but he gets it back. And Juiston just makes hustle plays.
But you need more of that. You need much more than that. I mean, much more of that from the Amps. But just like we talked about in games earlier, when you're down like this, trading baskets doesn't help. It's going to benefit the team that's up right now, 9, which happens to be Dallas.
Millsap working that baseline, goes up, switches to the left. Pargo looking to get that ball back. He's standing on that 4-point circle, gets downhill. Monroe comes over. Ooh, nice move.
2 stops and you got 2 baskets, out of it. Cut this lead down to a 7-point game.
Got 18 of the 27. Pargo does. Big Monroe. Oh, Big Monroe slips. Ethan Swift for power mops out here. Come on, guys. You guys got one job. Keep that floor dry.
I need them to look a little bit more enthusiastic when they're when they jump out there. Listen, you on TV, partner. You on streaming, no doubt. You on box right now.
We want the intensity of like curling in the Olympics. But ice.
You know the beautiful thing about the Olympics is that you'll sit and watch curling
no doubt,
all day long.
No doubt. And it's getting a steady diet, especially when you have a lead. Going inside against mismatches is not a bad way to go. Dixon's back in the game, looking to spice the offense up. Kicks it over. Pargo got Monroe on him. Over to Nixon. He's got to make this.
Yeah, but you see the pass? The pass was a little high outside the shooting pocket. So,
you're right.
I mean, it just tells you how important putting that ball right into a shooter's hands. And speaking of which, when you got a mismatch, give it to Monroe inside on Pargo. That's easy money all day.
All right, Nick Klein up top. He's going to run a little pick and roll. Uses his size, and he's going to get fouled.
Got the bump.
You know what? I want to challenge this.
I would.
Yeah, I think Iceman's making the run.
Yep. Well, he ain't running.
No, I mean, that's
the song turned over too.
The Iceman decides to challenge. That little TJ Klein. Time to bring the fire, brought to you by Red Lobster. TJ Klein's going to go quick. He's going to go one direction. He's going to spin back. It's time to bring the fire, brought to you by Red Lobster. Gonna go quick. Watch this. Quick spin move.
he wanted to get to that spin move.
Oh, good defense. Thanks again to our partners at Red Lobster, who will be bringing the heat all summer long as the official sponsor of the Bring the Fire Challenge. And Pargo knows what I know. It's like he's not letting him spin back. See him sit on that, forces the fadeaway, and the miss. All right, here's Dixon. Pargo's got to get going. He's got Glen Rice on him. Dixon drives it. Pargo corner 3. He misses. That's a huge miss. Monroe cleans it up. Dallas in full control right here. Detroit, man, they missed Joe Johnson. We'll see if they can close this thing out when we get back. Ice Cube, BIG3 founder, powers up 38-27. iHeartRadio is now the exclusive audio home of BIG3 basketball. Download the free iHeartRadio app today for your favorite music, podcast, and BIG3 play-by-play coverage. When you do that, you'll hear all about these guys right here. Paul Millsap and Glen Rice Jr.
Getting it in. I'm a credit. I see the point. There's 28 points between them in shooting. 12 for 22, but defensively they've been able to lock in collectively as a group.
Agreed. A nice pass by Rice, and they're balanced. Monroe has 10 points as well, and that was the first bucket for TJ. So these guys are getting contributions from everybody.
And what's the hardest or the toughest team to stop?
Move the ball.
A deep team, a versatile team, a team where the ball doesn't stick.
Yep. A team that can take advantage of mismatches. Where we've seen Monroe with smalls. Saw Millsap early. You got Glen Rice going, get smaller guard. So one of these guys, they can figure things out. No doubt about it. Juiston misses.
And see, but that's a byproduct too right there. So Joe Johnson, Juiston wouldn't really take that shot.
No.
You know what I mean?
Nice. The best way to describe it with Joe is like, there's so much gravity towards him. People are always running and worried about him that everyone else benefits from it. And it's a slip or a wide open three or an offensive rebound.
Yeah, and you know what? If Juiston has that shot, it's probably coming off a dribble penetration or a play like that from Joe. Then it's a good shot.
Correct.
But him off the dribble,
Yep.
if you're power, you're like, man, you can have that all day.
Correct. There's Power right there. Monroe clears it. And he's going right to that pick and roll. He slips out of it.
Nice.
Over to TJ Klein for the bucket.
And that looks like more of the power offense we've been accustomed to seeing
100%.
over the years in the Big Three. The ball movement, the cut, the quick decision, and ultimately the finish.
Shot by Ray Nixon. They needed that. Monroe on the roll. Glen Rice finishes.
Some dude's just got a knack for scoring, man.
As he does, his footwork, touch, he can go right, left, do it all.
You know, the beautiful part, too, is that, another turnover. That has to be live ball turnover number 4 or 5 that's resulting to about 10 points for Power. You take those 10 points away,
Yeah, different game.
now you're only down 2 possessions, you know? Uh-oh. Another one.
That's a turnover as well. TJ picks it up. He's going back out. Glen Rice. What's going on with his leg there? He got like a band that's loose. They go inside to Monroe. He's up against the clock. 3 ball for Rice. Money.
So that turnover resulted not in the 2 this time, but a 3.
Papa over there cracked a little bit of a smile on that 3. Ray Nixon. That's his game point. Rice inside. Got single coverage. Goes right over the top. No good. And Juiston gets it back. Ray Nixon again.
Short.
Fine, he gets it. He clears it. Monroe for game. Juiston with the board. Last bucket's always tough. Juiston for 3. No good. Monroe. Klein getting downhill. Moves it. Glen Rice, he likes these moments. Playing for the dramatic. Elevates. He sticks it. Holds that follow through. And pops it. That's how you do it, son.
But this is just icing on the cake right here for Power. Who kind of separated themselves from the amps in that first half with defense leading to offense. And then you talk about the ability for this team to spread the love a little bit as far as scoring, that it's not just 1 or 2 players.
Glen Rice Jr. loves the bucket. There's Pop saying, yeah, that's how you do it. Likes those game winners. 22 points for Glen Rice Jr., 12 in the second half. And we'll send it over Chris Haynes with Glen Rice Jr.
Glenn, big shot towards the end, but it was a complete team effort. What did you say about the overall group of what you guys did today?
I think everybody played well. You seen Greg and Paul, they had a bulk of the scoring tonight. They was really dominating. And when they dominate like that, we're going to be hard to beat.
You got your Pop sitting courtside. Do you still get motivated? You still get amped up to try to show Pops what you can do?
I mean, you know, I just enjoy having them here. You know what I'm saying? It's like any son. I mean, you enjoy having your day to watch the game, but other than that.
So, lastly, you guys 2-1 thus far. How do you feel your team compares to everybody else right now, 3 weeks into the season?
How do I feel? You know, I feel great. I feel like we compete with everybody. You know, I think we're the best. That's for us to get out there and prove.
You know people listen to this. You know your opponent.
That's okay. We all got to lace up these shoes and play each other at some point in time. That's what I think.
Man, appreciate your time, brother. See you next week. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's update the standings. Parity in the Big 3.
All right, here we go.
After their first loss. Look at that. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. We got Chicago and DMV. They're coming up next. Man, every game is going to matter in this league. Paul Millsap, Glen Rice, Monroe, they all are double-figure scorers. They end that half 26-9. Power figuring it out. A lot of teams starting to separate themselves. We got one more game to go. DMV looking for their first win, but Power taking care of business, 51-30. We'll be right back.